After YCS London, players may think we're in the exact same format. Orcus and Sky Striker dominating the entire Yu-Gi-Oh card game, with Sky Striker taking it all. The only problem is there is a noticeable gap between the best decks of the format and the other decks of the format. In this video, I'm going to be talking about some underrated decks that you guys should be trying out, because they can definitely contend with the meta. I'm TheCaliEffect, and if you guys want to see more videos like this, then make sure you destroy that subscribe button, but also be sure to hit that notification bell because, well, we just too strong. So without further ado, I present to you the most underrated decks of this format. So I had to do quite a bit of soul searching making this list, mainly because there were quite a few decks that actually did top an event during that time frame. Some of these decks that I still feel are really underrated are Infernoid, Subterror, Grin Maju, True Draco, and Pure Lunalight. Now, all of these strategies are going to be excluded from this list because they all just recently topped. I do think that these strategies can maintain the type of success that they have because they all have their own niche in the meta. Even more importantly, they all have natural counters against some of the top decks. But starting off with our list, some strategies you guys should be looking for. The first one is Burning Abyss. Burning Abyss got a huge boost from the Chaos Impact set, gaining Granite Loyalist, which allows you to add your Block Dragon from your deck to your hand. People thought that this card was only for Nibiru. Rock monsters are actually pretty good. Burning Abyss has an uncanny ability to also search Fossil down Apache Cephalo and make a full board without committing its normal summon, meaning that at the end of your combo sequence, you can normal summon a Fossil down Apache Cephalo, which is protected from being destroyed or attacked by your opponent's cards. This deck is actually really good, and the crazy thing about it is that I bet you I can build a competitive version for under $100. That seems like a good video idea. Let's see if we can make that a video idea. Burning Abyss is crazy right now, ladies and gentlemen. I think it's a lot more powerful than what people give it credit. Yes, you do have to worry about Nibiru, but I mean, at this point in time, what deck doesn't? Mecha Knight is the next strategy on this list, and quite a few strategies on this list I'm actually quite tired of talking about. Mecha Knight has consistently topped even in the last format and will continue to top into this format. The column-based deck can mix well with decks like Shadol or even the Invoke strategy and can also play a pure variant. Your Mecha Knight spell and trap cards can negate your opponent's cards depending on the Mecha Knight cards are in its column. And did I forget to mention that Mecha Knight monsters can move their columns? Yes, being able to have Indigo Eclipse to swap a Mecha Knight monster to a different column, or being able to have your Purple Nightfall, which can banish itself and can return itself to a column of your choosing, allows you to manipulate how the game flow is played. Mecha Knights, yeah, they're good. We should already know this by now, but people just don't seem to pay attention. I think that Evil Eye is probably one of the best sleeper strategies that has came from the Chaos Impact set. Now, Evil Eye can mix with True Draco. You can be destroying cards like your Apocalypse or your True Draco Heritage to allow you to destroy your opponent's spell traps and monsters, or you can mix this deck with the Unchained archetype, which allows you to get advantage from destroying your own cards. I personally think that a pure variant is still really powerful because now you can play cards like Mind Control and Super Polymerization when going second, break your opponent's board, and proceed to scrape them. The new cards in the Evil Eye Gorgiano allows you to one-shot your opponent and takes advantage of the heavy maintenance life point cost that the deck does have. I think that Evil Eye is really good. The Link monster allows you to negate your opponent's monster effects for free. Your monster in Surzo allows you to destroy your opponent's special summon monsters. This deck is too strong. And by the way, for the people that didn't know, I have a deck profile. I don't think anybody wanted to really, no, because views say different, but yeah. Subterror has fallen from grace. But I guess when hand traps are terrible, having a searchable hand trap is terrible? No, that's not how it works. It's a searchable hand trap. Subterror does struggle with control-based decks, that I will give you. And the fact that Nibiru is running everywhere, decks have moved towards control. But one thing that Subterror doesn't do wrong is that it plays all of the control cards itself. I'm not saying Subterror should be one of the best decks of the format still. I'm just saying it's still a very viable deck in this meta. Subterror Guru is pretty much all the deck's about. You flip it face up, you flip it face down, and you win games. You search your Subterror Fiendus, you negate your opponent's card effects, and you get really annoying. Gee, I guess I do wonder why people don't play this deck. Yeah. I mean, if you've never played Subterror and you happen to own a set of Pot of Extravagances, this might be your time. Nobody's playing it, no one's expecting it, and I give you maybe 2 or 3 weeks before you get bored and try to play something else.
No one has cards just laying around like you do. I just found a card in your chair. Kitchen chair.
Look. For a small loan of 3 Pot of Extravagances, you can be very competitive in this meta. It's just a small loan. What are they, like 60, 70 each? Who cares? Like,
what does a small loan consist of?
It's like 180 bucks or something like that. And you know, just a small loan of Thanos's too. Look, just skip rent. Just one time. Don't pay rent. Get yourself 3 Thanoses. Thanos. Get you 3 Phantasmes, 3 Extravagance. And if that's all of your rent, I need to find out where you're living, because that's still pretty cheap for rent.
No one lives like you.
No one lives like you. Magical Musketeer is still viable in this meta. I probably should have included it with the other decks because it did top, but it's one of those decks that people don't pay attention to because, I mean, let's face it, the new Link monster is really good. It has a lot of things going for this strategy, allowing you to special summon Magical Musketeers if your opponent has spell or trap cards, or being able to add spell or trap card Magical Musketeer cards, depending on how many monsters your opponent has, allows you to break boards. Now, the deck does have flaws, but people keep topping with it, so really can't argue with that. Traptrix are another strategy from the Battles of Legend set that received a Link 1 monster that's inherently busted. Traptrix Sarah allows you to set Traptrix cards and special summon Traptrix monsters. Is that what it does? That might not be what it does. But regardless, the Traptrix strategy is amazing. You have monsters like Traptrix Maramello, which not only get you trap hole cards, but also allows you to destroy your opponent's spell or trap cards. Traptrix DNA always make sure you have a fresh and healthy supply of monsters to spell summon to your side of the field. And the trap hole cards are not that bad. Bottomless Trap Hole is really good against an entire Pendulum summon, because more often than not when your opponent Pendulum summons, it's over 1500 attack. And some of the strongest Trap Hole cards are just strong as who knows what. Now granted, this does depend on your opponent normal summoning, but I strongly think that Traptrix should be a little higher than what they are now. Watch out for them, ladies and gentlemen. Traps are on the rise, and Traptrix can be, they won't be meta, but you get what I'm saying. So yeah, this is about the time I put the obligatory dinos. Ultimate Conductor Tyranno. Multiple decks. I personally think Shadow Dino is strong. Ultimate Conductor Tyranno. Broken record. Dinos are dinos. Yeah. That's it. Watch the deck profile if you want to see more. Madolche is good at one thing: being able to disrupt your opponent's board. And if you did it, you probably did it with 1 card. On top of that, you can have that same 1 card OTK your opponent. Madolche Queen Tiramisu does not target and can remove threats from your opponent's side of the field. It shuffles them to the deck so cards like Dengirsu can't protect themselves. Did I also forget to mention that the deck can 1 card OTK? I'm serious, this is the deck's gimmick. It's sweet, but it's sour. I do think that Madolches have a terrible price point. I mean, nobody wants to buy $20 cards that don't really do anything for other decks. But still, Madolche, if you do have it, can be a treat or a trick for whatever deck you're playing against. You see what I did there? Because Halloween is like in one of these days. Like, I don't know which day, but it's one of these days and it's a trick or a treat. You see? I did good. Small loan of 3 Pot of Extravagance. I still don't see why everybody's tripping over this.
I don't have that small loan just to give out.
It's just a small loan.
You know, how about this? You loan me the cards, and I just don't give them back.
I don't speak broke, nigga. The last strategy I want to talk to you guys about is not Pendulum. I mean, it is Pendulum, but it's not just a normal Pendulum deck. I'm talking about Endymion, not Endymion Magicians, not Endymion this, that. No, seriously, Endymion. Endymion has a level 7 monster that allows you to break monsters like Thunder Dragon Colossus and Dengirsu off of the field for free. It also has multiple ways to be able to summon your monsters from spell counters to your side of the field. So watch out, ladies and gentlemen, if your opponent wants to debuff you, Pendulum has multiple ways to get that Jackal King to their side of the field. I feel that Endymion is actually the next wave of Pendulum cards, and I'm pretty excited to possibly include him on my channel. Well, that's pretty much it for all of the decks that I think that are underrated for the November 2019 format. Of course, I know you guys want to see another video like this, so like this video up and also post down below in the comment section which strategies do you guys think are underrated or strategies that I missed. Go ahead and like, comment, subscribe, but most of all, enjoy. I hope you guys are having a great day like I am.